Hi, my name is Kiran David. Thank you so much for watching this show.
The camera's over here. It's right here. It's right here.
It's my show though.
Yeah, but the camera is over here.
My name is.
This way.
Cut.
1, 2, 3.
It just depends on the situation, and it depends on what you're looking for at that particular time. Because, like, you can be with them, you see a future with them, but if you're not ready to marry them, I mean, it's still just an amount of time according to that situation, I'd say.
I think I used to say, like, I used to agree with Kale, like, when you know kind of thing. But based on experiences I've had, and things I've seen actually too, I would say you need at least a year to really get to know somebody. My name is Kiran David. I'm 21 years old from London, England. I moved to Seattle in 2005. I moved to Boston in 2011, and then now here in Huntsville, Alabama. I am the co-creator of the show Being Millennial.
The year boy is when that first argument comes. So
yeah,
you need that year boy in there.
You need at least a year. Like I'm all for like knowing if you. My whole thing is you can know if you want to marry someone like within months, but seeing who that person is, you won't know in that amount of time. So you really need at least like a year.
Once y'all get that first argument, you're gonna know exactly where you stand.
When that honeymoon phase.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Minimum a year, and that's like really just minimum a year. So 1 to 2 years, because you really have to see like the winter depression. Like you have to see it all. Like,
hi, my name is Tyhara Terrell. I was raised in San Diego, California, born in Paraguay.
That summertime long distance boy.
Exactly, yeah. You have to allow your relationship to go through a lot of different things that you could possibly experience in marriage. And yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I gotta agree. It takes time. You gotta, as everybody's pretty much said so far, you gotta go through stuff.
What's up, y'all? My name is Zach, Zachary, pronouns to be specific. I am 20 years old. Was born in Queens, New York. Moved to Laurel when I was about 5.
Like she said, you got the winter depression or the summertime long distance. Like certain things have to happen before you can say, I want to marry this person. Like, yeah, you might feel like this is the one, but until you've seen them in certain situations, like they might be the one, but you see them in a certain situation, you're like, hell no.
There's intricacies that come with a relationship. It's like you think you know somebody, then you're like, but can we be on Twitter together at the same time? You know what I'm saying? That's real. Okay. I don't know how this relationship is gonna work until we answer that question.
Like, how are you gonna do with me and then my other girlfriend? Like, I don't get it. Like, you gotta.
And then I gotta figure out how to ignore your work boo. You feel me? Like.
My name is Kale Nelson. I'm 23 years old, from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised.
It's some intricacies that you gotta be aware of. Food bay.
And you have to keep in mind that marriage is supposed to last forever, like till death do you part. So it isn't like, okay, we're gonna date, and if it doesn't work out, we just break up. Like once you are married, and it's not easy to get out of that. Like you have to go through the divorce process. Like really pick wisely and take your time. You have the rest of your life to be married. Like take your time to get to there.
Personally, I need a minimum of 3 years.
What's poppin'? My name is Hilliairie or whatever, from Huntsville, Alabama. I'm 19 years old.
Just because people are forever changing and growing, and like I need to know that you'll still be there when I do change and grow. I need to know that I can handle your changes and your growth. Yeah. People are always changing, and like to expect me to know you after a year, after 2 years, I'm a very open but closed person. Like I got a lot of invisible ink in my book.
You know what I want you to know.
I need the person to know me. So like a minimum of 3 years before I even consider marriage. If you bring it up before then, it's probably not going to be a year.
Yeah, it's probably like
love is ugly.
I tweeted about it one time. I had said something kind of like along the lines of comfort exposes character. So a lot of the time we like as a millennial, just as a generation, we'll like meet people and it's lit, like it's cool. The vibe is great, all that stuff is cool, but people get comfortable. And like once you get comfortable, that's the real person. Yep. Because your goal in a relationship is to be yourself. So we often get sold on the idea of the best version of that person and don't like the person when they're comfortable.
Or the potential.
Or the potential, yeah.
I know. I get stuck on the potential. Like,
girls do.
If he would just do this. Like,
I mean, guys do it too, but I don't know too many guys who do
though.
that. Girls do that all the time.
They get hung up on the potential. Guys don't really. I said this. We don't really require that much. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and look pretty.
We have to think long term though.
Yeah.
We have to think long term because you might father our children. They will have your genes. They will have your goofiness. They will have your brains or lack thereof. Like we need to think about that. So we have to think about your potential. Is he going to college? Is he going to grad school? Is he like? I have to know that you are going somewhere with your life so you can not sustain, but like at least help support the family.
Is he going to culture his talent to make money or like whatever the case may be? Like I have to
you
see
get
y'all
to see bad
But
days.
the issue with that whole potential thing is it causes issues because then you guys come into the relationship with expectations of what he's going to be. And when he fulfills his potential, there's a difference between his potential and what you thought his potential was going to be. So when he comes into what his potential is and it's not what you expected, you have issues. And that creates all types of problems because now you guys don't feel the same in the relationship, or now you think he's switched up on you. And it's not even necessarily that he switched up, he's just come into who he is as a person, and that's not who you saw in the beginning. So I think that's an issue. Girls, I don't think should date on potential. It's good to see, to see a future with that person, but it's dangerous when you just say, oh, well, he's going places, so let me date and hope he reaches what I think he's gonna reach. I think one of the biggest issues with millennials in terms of relationships is the simple fact that we don't give enough credit to the fact that we were raised and influenced heavily by the generation above us. I feel like a lot of us have to spend our adult lives recovering from our childhood. And by that, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened between our parents and us, between our parents in their marriage, between the relationships we kind of saw that tarnished us, that kind of left us with a bad taste in our mouths when it comes to relationships.
I think that's an interesting parallel because, and this might sound like out of left field, but we always hear like girls and they talk about in society how they have so many body expectations and stuff like that. But guys have so much, so take the expectations that are put on guys to be successful, to be this financial, you know what I'm saying, this financial success.
But the thing is, it's not even like a financial like status that we're comparing y'all to. Y'all compare us to a plastic figure. Like y'all want us to be something.
You can say that women measure us by our material things. You see
Not
what I'm
necessarily. We just want you to fulfill everything that we believe that you can fulfill.
But what are those fulfillments based on?
You.
No, based on who? Because if I say I want to just make a 9 to 5 and get on the couch and stay at my mom's and play video games, and that's what I like.
Okay, by that time I would know your passion. And so like if you want to be this rapper or whatever the case may be, like you need to make moves for that. Like I want you to be the best you can be. So like my expectations aren't, oh, he's gonna be Kanye. I just want him to be the best in his issue. Like what he's gonna do, like I want him to be the best in his lane.
No, that's fair.
Y'all compare us to like people that we will never be. I will never be thick, and that's cool. But like don't like you can't compare it. Like we're not the same.
So how long then, reverse the question, how long then would you date someone and then start to get impatient for marriage? Like how long is too long to be like, okay, we've been dating?
I don't care how long we date. The engagement cannot go over a year. I cannot do that.
But no,
like,
you gotta, how long would you date like in the relationship and he hasn't proposed yet? Like how long until?
I mean, okay, up until like.
Because you said a minimum of
3
years.
I do have a plan on when I want to have kids. Because I'm not trying to be 40 years old carrying children. But I'm trying to be done with my 3 children by 36. So like if he's infringing on that time, then I gotta move on.
All right, I'm gonna start by saying, number one, I want kids more than I want marriage. Not right now because I'm not in a financial place to support kids by myself. And I would love for my kids to know and, have a father that, their mother is married to. But at this point in life, having kids seems more attractive, is more fun than being in a marriage. I just don't see myself willingly submitting to a man. Just the whole idea of marriage, I don't know what love is. I'm still like figuring it out. So right now, marriage isn't really that attractive. That's not really the goal.
It's like, okay, you tripping. Like, you want maybe 3 kids by 36, but you're not married. So it's like, all right, well, do you want 3 kids by the same person? Do you want 3 kids by different men?
Like, and start over.
Just ask him what's up. Like after a certain time,
but then,
I'm gonna be like, yo, what's good?
I'm
like,
the type of person
you're not
that
proposing.
What are you
doing?
What are you
not
I
see? Are you not
put that idea in your head, you're gonna propose to me maybe a month or 3 months later, and I'm gonna be like, he's only doing this because I suggested it. It's not gonna be like a him thing.
After a certain point, like you see movies, you see situations where people are just in this dating phase and they're just in this comfortable place where it's not marriage. So you're like, okay, like is this gonna move forward? Exactly. So like you're doing a lot of marriage stuff, but when you really are trying to like okay, I want to make this official, and he's not on the same page, for how long is he not going to be on the same page? Like, I can wait, you want to wait, you have a legit reason why you're waiting. But don't just be waiting, trying to just be chill and whatever. No, like, I think it depends on the situation. Like you said, you have to get to know the person. You got to see them on their bad day.
We need the times. We need to give us the time. What's too long?
I say over
5.
maybe like 3 to 4 years, over that.
Okay. Over 6 to 7 years.
Right, over
6 to 7, 3 to 4, Kale.
7 to 8.
What is the time frame we
like,
talking
what's
about?
too long? You've been dating, and it's like, okay, we need to, like.
I don't know. I like the ride of relationships. You see what I'm saying? If we gotta understand it, we gotta understand
it.
You
want to go entitled, don't matter.
I don't.
There were times where I was ready for, you see this, and ready for marriage, and there's been times where I was ready for marriage and a chick wasn't ready for marriage. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. There's times where she's like, yo, why haven't you proposed? And I'm like, yo, I'm not nearly in a place where I can do that right now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I'm 23 years old, so you know what I'm saying?
How have you been ready for marriage?
Tiara, no. I know people who were married at 17 and
yes. And how long do they stay married?
30 and they're still married.
My sister got married at my age. You know what I'm saying? She's been married about 7 years now, so she got married at my age. So it's
most guys,
I like
relationships
like that.
I'm that romantic type. Like I always believed in true love.
We love those relationships, but
I'm never the type. I was never really like the type to sleep around or try to like date a lot of people. I was always like, I find one person, I latch on to him. You know what I'm saying? I try to hold on for that true love. It doesn't work out, and I find it.
I mean, it's to whenever I feel like I'm ready.
Wow.
So
selfish.
So no time.
Nah, my max would probably be like the same, maybe like 4 or 5.
I got a better question though.
5 years is a long.
What's the better question?
It's really not that long.
How long do you have to wait before you cut off your hose though?
When you start dating?
Excuse me.
Question
like when you're talking to somebody and you need to figure out a timeline where you gotta cut them off.
I ask for exclusivity. Like I'm not cutting nobody unless we're on the same page. Yes, I'm like either this is gonna be open or this is gonna be closed. Are we on the same page with this? If we are, let's move forward. I will cut off my hose tonight.
Yeah.
If we are not.
Well, but see, I'm the type of person where I don't like. I'm not. If he doesn't want to like. I don't expect you to do the same thing as me. I'm gonna show you the type of person I am. You see that I'm cutting off my hose. You see that I'm doing what I have to do on my side. And then you'll be like, yo, okay, I see she's down. And then you'll do the same thing. I mean, you're gonna want to be with me because you see that I've been down already.
But have you ever cut off your joints prematurely?
Yes.
And he's like, yo,
I mean, but you can always bounce back. Hose will come back.
Hose and
not a problem.
always come back. You cut them off. Oh well, you tell them you're single, they're
back.
Phone takes away.
They are back.
I mean, yes, it's like the effort I went through to be like, yes, so we can't chill no more. And then I find out dudes making out with girls at the party. Word? Like, I went through all that work for nothing.
But now you know, like, he's not worth it. Now you can go back.
Okay, everyone answer honestly and serious question. And just be honest, does having sex before you guys are in a relationship change how you view that person for marriage?
No.
You said no.
No.
Yeah, for marriage. For marriage, not for the relationship. You said no. You said you don't think so?
No.
No.
Unless.
If I sit on a couch at the furniture store and I'm like, that was a nice couch.
I say yes.
When I take it home, I'm gonna feel different about the couch.
I say yes.
Okay, well, I see why you. Okay, I changed my answer to yes because if originally y'all were just playing around or it was some type of sketchy kind of, it wasn't serious and it just was really on some sketchy type stuff, and then you want to move forward in a relationship, I'll be like, that's what you was on, so like, I'm gonna remember that, or whatever, I'm just gonna keep that in my mind. I'm sorry, I can't let that go. I knew what you was on before, so I mean, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take more time to be able to see what you're on after, the 4 to 5 year period.
Yeah, a lot. Like, okay, if we're just, messing around and whatnot, and you come to me like, hey, I thought this was just gonna be like some casual thing, but I have grown feelings for you, that's cool. Just let me know and like we can move forward for that. Like that has I'm fucking with you for a reason.
But are you gonna change though? Like are you
change
gonna
what?
Are you gonna that means that are you guys changed? Like are y'all still on those ways? Like you can move forward, but I mean if that's the type of stuff it takes a while for people to get past stuff like that.
Moving forward for me, you come to me with, hey, this is what I want, this is how I feel, this is what I want from you. If I'm on the same page with you, it's gonna be communicated. Okay. So I will say, hey, that's cool. Let me cut off my hose and we can move forward in the relationship if I so feel like it. Okay. If not, then the dynamic might be a little issue, but I'm not an awkward person. If you still got them feelings and you need your time, that's cool. Come back when you're ready.
Okay, I see.
I agree with both of y'all, and the reason I say both is because exactly what you said, like, I don't put anything past anybody. Like, anybody. I don't care if I'm dating you, if we're married, if you're my mother. I don't put anything past any because people are
Did you
people.
say your mother?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Almost.
Almost did. My whole thing is if we got together, we became like, friendly. Let's use that term. Quickly or in a way that it's like, okay, well, we weren't trying to date. And then we end up dating. It's fine because I'm all for the relationship, I'm all for, trying to push towards marriage. But I know how we got together initially. And I know if you did that with me, I might be the finest guy in the world to you, but at some point you're gonna see somebody else, or at some point something else could happen. And it's not that I don't trust you, but I've seen how you were with me. I know that can happen again.
If y'all are dating,
y'all forget the society we live. We talking to millennials.
My thing.
I speak for Hilliairie.
These are the same niggas that will steal stuff and then help you look for
But
it.
millennials got relationships messed up, though. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, I think we do. I think we got relationships a lot of times messed up. Because I think millennials come with millennial expectations. You know what I'm saying? And then we have especially Twitter. You be on like. No matter how much a girl denies it, she wants the type of relationship she be seeing on Twitter.
That's true. That's fact. Yes.
She wants it so
What
bad.
is the relationship? What is
Here's the
Twitter
thing.
relationship?
Show off. 7 for 27.
Every girl's love language become gifts all of a sudden.
7 for 27. Instagram.
That is not true. 1,000%. Also, wait. Also, the sex thing.
Not sure.
Let me go back to the sex thing before the whole Twitter thing. My sex thing is. We can start, finish, however, but if at one point I say we can't have sex for a year and then you're all of a sudden like change your mind,
there we go.
That's it.
He didn't have to be okay with it. He totally could have just been like, all right, bye. I mean, there's definitely other girls who would love to, satisfy him in that way. So he didn't have to stay.
Yes, I have every right to all of a sudden at one point be like, you know what? No, if I have done this and we started having sex and then I was like, I want to go on a cleanse. And if you
do that all the time.
If you can still fuck with me like mentally while we're on this cleanse, then that's somebody that I can keep. But if you're like, nah, that changes a relationship for me, like that's it, I'm here just for the sex, that's gonna make me feel some type of way.
I completely agree. Thank you. I completely agree.
Can I tell you why I think you're wrong? I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but can I tell you why I think you're wrong?
Yes.
If you're in a relationship, and that's part of the millennial problem. We're so selfish. Everything, whether it's relationship, whether it's school, whether it's about us. When you get into a relationship, it's not just about you anymore. So if you guys come in sexually active, you no longer have the right in a relationship to then say, okay, I don't want to be sexually active.
Okay, wait, no.
The reason I say that is not that you don't have a right as a woman to respect your body, to do whatever you want to cleanse. You have that right to do it, but you have to explain that to your partner. You can't get mad at them for leaving because they were under the impression that you were in a sexually active relationship.
So I'm gonna just start by saying he said I have no right. That's where we have the problem. Like, as a woman and seeing women literally have no rights, do not start by saying you have no right. I don't care what the Bible says.
Watch me. Watch me do it. Watch me do what I don't have the right to do. I have the right to my body 24 hours a day until I die. That is my right. That is my body. I'm very pro-choice, very pro-life, but at the same time, it's like, that is your body. You can say no whenever you want to because you're not horny, because you feel sick, because you're tired, because you don't want to. You just can. That's your body, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you've lost that right. Well, now we're in a relationship, so now you have to start doing this when I say so. No, I don't. And if you have a problem with that, you're free to leave.
No. This is what millennials don't understand. When you are in a relationship, we are so selfish. We come into this with I. Like, I feel this way, I feel that way. When you get into a relationship, it's supposed to be selfless. So if I get into a relationship with you, I can't then say it's all been about I. Now it's all about we. But all of a sudden, I want to make an I decision. If it's going to affect us as a whole, it's sex. Sex isn't just about me. It's not just about you. It's about two people together. So if then we're deciding, okay, you all of a sudden don't want to have sex, you just made an I decision and spoken for us. The problem is not with the fact that you don't want to have sex anymore. I can support that. I can love you through that. That's not the issue. The issue is you've decided for us.
You can't just switch up on somebody like that in the middle of a relationship and then expect stuff to be the same.
Now you're not down, and now you're not down only because of that. I'm still the exact same person. You're just
No.
But that's something. You might feel some type of way about that, but he holds that right.
For some people,
though.
sex is part of the relationship.
The same way you held the right to go on your cleanse, he can say, I'm cleansing myself of this relationship.
Yeah.
Hold up. Oh my gosh.
No, it's real. Here's what happens. Girls, because this happens.
If I move in with a roommate, right, and they didn't initially bump loud music, then 6 months later they start banging the music, I'm like, I'm terminating my lease, dog. I'm out.
Yes.
That's a roommate. You guys don't have feelings, emotions. You guys aren't like.
But we share a space.
We share a space. It's the same.
That is not the same thing.
It's the same.
No, but if love is
relationships,
involved,
it's not
if
the
love
same
is
thing.
involved,
Can I reverse the roles real quick?
Go ahead.
Let me reverse the roles real quick.
Okay.
So if I'm with a dude or whatever, you know, he started out buying me food all the time.
Girl, make it
Whenever I needed it, I called him and he brought it, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden we started dating and he says, hey, I'm not paying for your food anymore.
Mercy.
I am still gonna stay around. Like, I'm not here for the food. Like, okay, that's cool. I got groceries at the house, let's chef something up. Like,
that's
are
gonna
y'all
be cool
right
for
now?
about a weekend.
Not even.
Till Valentine's Day 1 roll around.
Oh, put it
then
like
you see
that.
girls at Red Lobster. Then Sweetie's Day in Michigan roll around. And
I don't care about
you see more
Valentine's
girls
Day.
on
That has no effect on me. I've been in a relationship on Valentine's Day twice.
Here's what I'm saying. At one point, we all went to the same school, right? We all went to our college.
Yeah.
We came in with an expectation of what the school was going to be.
Yes, sir. Okay.
When the school, I'm not putting the school on, when the school decided to switch expectations, we all had an issue. We didn't have an issue because we didn't love the school anymore, because we didn't fall in love with what we liked and the friends. We had an issue because what you initially gave us changed. It's the same thing in a relationship. You have to understand, if we're coming together as a team, as a unit, we're trying to build something here, and we're building based on our foundation, and part of our foundation, here's what I'm saying.
It's on a hierarchy.
Here's what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying sex.
Hierarchy.
I'm not saying sex needs to be put on the foundation. Here's what I'm saying.
Hierarchy.
If you put it on the foundation, so you initially started having sex, it's different when you get into a relationship and you guys weren't having sex at first. That's different. That's completely different.
At one point, we weren't having sex.
And that's different.
Right.
If you go in with
that wasn't a part of our relationship at that point.
If you go into a relationship having sex and then I'm gonna respect you. So let me give you me personally. If I'm in a relationship and we're having sex, and then the girl comes to me and she's like, okay, listen, I want to go on a cleanse or something religious, or I just don't want to have sex anymore. I'm gonna respect your wishes, and we're not gonna have sex, and it's fine. And I'm gonna be with you. I love you regardless. However, I can love you regardless and stay with you and still have a problem with what you just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are assuming we're gonna leave.
That's what she said, though.
I'm not saying we necessarily have to leave, but you have to see there's an issue there because it's not.
Will it be vocalized though?
No, the issue.
Nah,
some people sit back and be saucy, and then they
I want someone that
really
is
not a way to
okay with
vocalize
waiting
the
for me
issue.
or okay with having me if I so choose. I want both. If you're down for me when I'm not.
So what happens when you get a guy who's like, okay, I need you to either wait for me or be down depending on what I want?
I can do that. I know how to wait and I know how to
I feel
indulge.
like we always are accommodating the guy in a certain way. Like
1,000%.
No, if you really put it like that, we're really accommodating to the guys. Like,
in what way?
Break this down. Break this down.
So for example, you guys have the expectations of us. You say you don't have any expectations, but when you guys maybe going through your little moods, if we are all like in your face, like, oh, I don't know why you have to act like this. No, it seems like we always seem to take it back. We'd be like, oh, okay, are you okay? But if the roles are flipped, I feel like the situation always tends to play out differently. Or
your period.
It's always, oh, are you on your period? What happened today at work? No.
Or it'd be like they want to say something to you about a situation that happened with them. Then when you start trying to tell them about something, like, oh, blah blah blah, or you're whining in their ear, or it's just like too much, or it just feels like it's always too much if we come off a certain way, but when you guys are doing it's different.
Guys
and
love
we love, like, the love is there, so you're like, I'm gonna just be there, it's okay, I got you or whatever. But guys are always ready to be like, oh, you tripping.
Why we always tripping? She got a point. She got a point.
How we always tripping?
Y'all be tripping. Here's the thing, y'all be tripping.
Oh, okay.
Y'all be tripping.
We didn't be tripping.
You guys don't.
Y'all trying to put two and two together that don't exist.
Y'all be tripping.
Y'all be tripping.
But you guys gave me all these imaginary numbers, and now you're mad that I'm like tripping. But you guys gave
imaginary
me
numbers. Y'all be tripping.
You said something I kind of want to talk about before we. Okay, so you said something about the millennials have a wrong standard. What did you say?
Yeah, like our expectations when it comes to
so
relationships.
What are those?
I mean, so we got to think like millennials, right? So we get into a relationship and we say, boom, Hi, I like you. Now, this is what I need you to do. Spend the rest of your life now, starting at this moment, paying only attention to me. Spending only your money on me.
Okay.
Mind you, we're millennials. You know what I'm saying? Our whole world is based around our social life. You know what I'm saying? Our interactions with other people. So now we come into another person's life and say, we're going to monopolize 90% of your time now just because you like me. You see what I'm saying? True. And we, as millennials, when we like them at first, we agree to that offhand. You know what I'm saying? We super agree to it. Yes, take all of my time. You know what I'm saying?
Our generation's problem is that people have too many feelings. Like, not to say, like, so this is what I mean by that. It's like everybody is so in their feelings. It's like, oh, I'm sad or I feel hurt. Like, everybody talks from the perspective of their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And they think that their feelings, like, are like end all be all. Like, once you say that you have a feeling about something, that people should just stop, acknowledge, and build a world around you having that feeling.
Then when we start to ask for some of our time back, or when we start to need certain things back from the things that we left behind, or we didn't really, you know what I'm saying, really know what we were getting into.
Maturing into a proper relationship.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to give
but
each
you
other
see
your
it go
space,
bad all the time, because because you said
relationship.
maturity and growth comes with growing pains in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So each relationship has its growing pains, but millennials a lot of times, because, and I can't speak for everybody, but where I come from, like our moms, like a lot of our moms were young, you know what I'm saying, when they had us, you know what I'm saying? A lot of our fathers weren't around, so you know what I'm saying, we didn't have a lot of role models for great healthy relationships or how to get through problems like that. So those growing pains, which would be perceived as problems or relationship issues, those growing pains would be instantly, if you see it on Love and Hip Hop, the instant they go through it, it's a fist fight and we done with the whole relationship. You see what I'm saying? So we, as millennials, we never really got the right tutoring on how to talk through problems in relationships. It's always, we go to Twitter, we blast somebody, they hurt us, our feelings are hurt, you know what I'm saying? And we go through relationships based on feelings and not principles. So you know what I'm saying?
That social media thing is serious though, because even the people who, so there's people who post stuff on social media, like millennials, and then there's people who see it and like live by it. Yeah. Then there's kind of, I don't want to call them the smarter, but the millennials who see that stuff and be like, okay, well, I don't want that to affect how I approach relationships. Even with those people, whether you want to agree to it or not, we've been on social media since MySpace. Yeah. It's affected us. We were 11, 12, 13 years old and being impacted by what we saw on social media. So whether it's been positive or negative, all of it's affected us. Yeah. So we have to keep that all in mind.
To try to keep my relationship healthy or my relationships healthy, I always I cut out watching television altogether, like period. Because I think it's the most toxic thing that you could put in your body as a millennial.
Depending on what you watch.
Nah, television in general, I cut it out. Because I'm from a city where I like to watch the news because I'm a nerd. But you can't watch the news in Detroit. Cause you know what I'm saying? So when I came to college, I didn't have a TV. I couldn't afford one. So I took that as an opportunity to like cut TV out of my life. You know what I'm saying? And since then, it forced me to read. Like I can't get my news unless I read it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm on social media or tweeting, you know what I'm saying? So I had to really like control the stuff that was influencing me because it was influencing my relationship. I watched 20 minutes of Love and Hip Hop.
I can't watch that show.
You know what I'm saying? They were setting each other up and they tried to act like they was friends, you know what I'm saying? The entire time. Like that's the way they dealt with relationships is, hey, I'm gonna set this person up to try to gain something. And even if the only thing they gain is a little bit of extra check from the filmmakers on the show, they still selling parts of their soul and still like toxifying their spirit in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think millennials a lot of times because they ingest that, it messes up the way that we treat the relationships that we have with people.
I mean, our parents didn't have this. Like, they were okay with not talking to each other all day. We don't get a text back within 10 minutes, and like, World War III has broken out. And it's really not that deep. Personally, I'm not that kind of person. You cannot talk to me forever long. And when you come back, like, you know, I'll ask you where you been, but like, other than that, like, it's cool.
Chilling,
like, I know, and you have to understand with me, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. Like, I can't be talking to you all the time. And like, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of like our generation doesn't get that. Like, things can't be always instant, especially with social interactions. People have lives to live, and it doesn't revolve around these busted ass niggas.
The key is communication. That's all you need is communication. Strong communication.